Recently, I posted up a video where I did a review of the Music City Bridge nut slot gauge. And for viewers who are familiar with my channel and have been watching a lot of my videos, there was some confusion because this nut slot gauge will measure at specific dimensions, and these are in inches. So it goes from 0 to 3/1000ths of an inch, 5/1000ths of an inch, and then 8/1000ths of an inch. However, in previous videos where I've talked about cutting slots in a guitar nut, I've mentioned that I like to achieve a string action over the first fret of 20/1000ths of an inch for wound strings and about 10/1000ths of an inch for the plain strings, which is obviously a different dimension than what this tool shows. So what I want to do is I want to bring you in closer, and I want to try to explain how even though the numbers are different, they actually are going to be the same thing. And hopefully you'll have a better understanding of the role that the nut slot plays and how important it is to get the depth correct so that you can achieve proper string action over all the frets so that the guitar is easy to play, comfortable to play, and doesn't have issues such as string buzz or notes that fret out. So let me bring you in a little bit closer. All right, so we're looking at a side view of this guitar neck, and hopefully this is going to be clear and easy to understand. But the most important factor to consider is the fact that the strings are not parallel to the tops of the frets. As the string head towards the bridge, they gradually get higher and higher over each of the frets. So your string height at the first fret is going to be a little bit less than it's going to be, say, up here at the 4th fret or the 12th fret and all the way to the end towards the bridge. The strings are gradually climbing, and that right there should explain the differences in the dimensions with this tool. Because when you're measuring the slot depth, you're measuring it at the nut, which is ahead of that first fret. And because the strings are climbing towards the bridge, the measurement you get at the slot at the nut is going to be less than the string height measured over the first fret. And it can be double or even more. So if the slot measures out to be, let's say, 5/1000ths of an inch deep, where the string passes over the first fret, it's liable to be 15 to 20/1000ths of an inch or higher. The exact distance between the bottom of the string and the top of the first fret is going to depend on the design of the guitar and the type of bridge that's used and how it's adjusted. If I press the string down to the first fret, you can see there's a gap. And with this particular string, that gap is about 20 to 25/1000ths of an inch. But then if I move up to the 4th fret, it's considerably more. It's 2, 3, maybe even 4 times as much as it is over that first fret. And that's just proof that the strings are not parallel to the tops of the frets. And that's true with just about all guitars, whether they're electric guitars or acoustic guitars. Your strings always climb to the bridge. Another way to think of this is if this guitar had a 0 fret, and let's say the 0 fret is the same fret size as the other frets, the first fret and on, the strings would be sitting on top of that first fret. They'd be resting on it. That's where the start of the scale length for the guitar would be, is the center of that 0 fret. And that's where the strings would contact to begin that scale length. But again, at the first fret, you would have that same amount of distance because the strings are climbing towards the bridge. Hey guys, if you're enjoying this video, I would encourage you to stop what you're doing right now and click that thumbs up button down below. It doesn't cost you anything and it really helps to support my channel. But if you want to take your support to the next level, you can click the thanks button and leave a tip in the amount that you think is fair. Also, you can click the join button and become a member of my channel. And as a member, you'll have access to exclusive members-only content, which are videos just like the one you're watching, but with a lot more detail, a lot more tips and tricks and all kinds of guitar building secrets. And best of all, no ads. Now let's get back to the video. I've swapped out guitars for one that doesn't have any strings on it so that I can explain how this tool works. But what I would do is I would place the 0 end of the tool into a nut slot. And then the rest of the tool sits on top of the frets. Then what I would do is I would slide the tool back and I would listen to or feel for a click. Now in this case you can't hear it because it's very subtle. But if I move over to one of these unfinished slots here, they're just coarsely cut, you can hear that click. They're way too shallow. I need to bring those down quite a bit. But this one here, I can just barely feel a click at that 0 position. So I would go to the 3/1000 of an inch end, slide it out, and I'm not feeling anything here. So then I would slide it forward to see if it goes in and out of that slot without any resistance. And it slides in and out. So I know that that slot is 3/1000 of an inch deep. Now we're back to the guitar that has the strings on it. And I'm going to explain how, as a builder, I used to slot the nut to get the strings at the right height over the first fret. I used to use a simple tool, and this is just a length of guitar string. And I have a couple of these. They're different gauge strings. This one is a 20/1000 of an inch diameter string. I have, I think, a 15/1000 of an inch and then a 10/1000 of an inch string. But what I've done is I've bent the end of the string into this kind of an L shape. So what I'll do is I'll slide this underneath the string right over the top center of the fret, and then I'll press the string down to see if there's any gap. If there is, I know that the height is higher than the diameter of this 20/1000 of an inch diameter string. And if I want it to be at 20/1000 of an inch, I have to continue to deepen the slot with my nut slotting files until that string is sitting right on top of that little length of string. Then I know that the distance between the bottom of the string and the top of the first fret is 20/1000 of an inch. So that's how I would achieve that. So where would a tool like this come in handy? In my opinion, a tool like this works great if you are working on other people's guitars. Let's say somebody brought in a guitar and they're having some issues with string buzz and that sort of thing. You can use this tool to diagnose the situation as far as the depth of the nut slots. And then you can make a decision as to whether or not you need to either replace the nut or deepen the slots that are currently in the nut. You know, whatever it takes to get the string action playability and buzz-free operation that you and the guitarist who brought the guitar in are searching for. So that's what I think the main value of this tool is. I suppose it would work well if you're building guitars from scratch, but I still prefer my method of using this simple gauge. You can also use feeler gauges, but feeler gauges are a bit unwieldy. This one works really well in that it's so easy to get it underneath there, and it's easy to see what you're getting as far as that string height is concerned. Okay, well, I hope that makes sense. And it's really pretty simple. The bottom line is the strings are ascending as they head towards the bridge. The distance between each fret is gradually increasing. Therefore, the measurement of the slot depth and string height at the nut is going to be less than it is over the first fret. And that can be a fairly substantial number. It can be double or even 3 times what the gauge tells you. However, some of you are probably wondering, well, how do you correlate these dimensions taken at the nut with the dimensions that you're shooting for over the first fret? That's really tough to do because every guitar is a little bit different, and it has to do with the height of the bridge, the angle of the neck, how much string or truss rod induced bow is in the neck, or if there's any at all. All those play a factor in being able to associate a number, a measurement at the first fret with the measurement that you get with this tool at the nut. It kind of takes some experience to do it. But if you're working on other people's guitars, if you're a luthier who does guitar repair work and someone brings you in a guitar that has a problem with string buzz, this is a great tool for getting a quick analysis or diagnosis of the nut. and the potential for the slots to be too deep, causing a problem. I think it's also valuable if you're building guitars and you don't even have the strings on it yet. I use this gauge to kind of give me an idea of how deep to make the initial cut when I'm slotting the nuts. And I usually will shoot for the 8/1000ths of an inch, sometimes maybe 5/1000ths of an inch, but I never go below that because I don't want to go too far. And if I go to 3/1000ths of an inch, or obviously 0, I'm going too far. So I'll try to start at about that 8/1000ths or 5/1000ths. Then I'll string up the guitar and I will continue slotting, but I'll use my little guitar string height gauge to determine when I've deepened the slot enough to achieve the action that I want at that first fret. So hopefully you found this video to be useful, and you know the drill. If you liked it, or even if you thought it was halfway decent, click that thumbs up button. Stop what you're doing right now, move your cursor, your finger, or whatever over to that little thumbs up icon and click it. Tell YouTube the video was good. And that really helps to support my channel, because then YouTube will promote my videos to other people just like you. And then the more people who watch the videos that have the same interests, the more we learn from comments in the comments section. For example, with this video, I'd really be interested to know what kind of action you like over that first fret. How many thousandths of an inch or fractions of a millimeter that you prefer over that first fret. Might be kind of interesting for everybody to kind of hear what everybody else thinks. And of course, if you want to take your support to the next level, you can do some of the things I mentioned earlier in the video. And as always, until the next episode, take care, stay safe, and I hope you'll be back for more of these guitar building videos.